So today we're going to be making Portuguese bread, which we call Portuguese sweet bread. We're going to take our 9 eggs and we're going to beat them until they're nice and light and fluffy. Probably about 10-15 minutes beating them by hand. I'm doing this all by hand. No electric mixers, it's just better for the bread. I measured out my 2 1/4 cups of granulated sugar, my 10 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour, and then I have over here a cup of milk, and this is 2 sticks of butter, and there's also 2 teaspoons of canola oil. And now once that's melted, I'm going to pour my milk into my butter mixture. I'm just going to give it a little stir. And then I'm going to keep beating my eggs. There's still a little bit, if you look on the bottom, there's still a little bit of egg not mixed. So this is going to be 9 eggs. I'm not sure if I said that. You can take out, you want to take the eggs out of the fridge at least 2 hours before, or you can put them in some warm water to just heat them up a little bit. It won't cook them. That's, you know, if you forget, because we all forget, you can always do that. And we still need to make our yeast. We're going to do our yeast with some warm water, and we're going to let it sit. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. I will be right back. Okay, so once your yeast and sugar and water has become bubbly, it's going to look a little thick and bubbly. You're going to put it in with your eggs. You're just going to mix it. And my husband's going to hold the bowl for me so that I can do it. So you're going to mix it all together nice. And then you're going to add just enough flour, right, Paul?
Yeah.
To make a batter, which is about a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup. So you want it to look kind of like a pancake batter, which is, we're going to add just a tiny bit more. And once you got like a pancake batter, we're going to just let that sit. And we're going to let that set with a towel over it so that it can bubble up and the yeast begins to grow again. And I think he almost has it. Okay, nice. All right, we're going to let that set and we'll be back. After you let your batter sit, it's going to look like this, just a little bit foamy. Then what you're going to do is you're going to add in your sugar and you're going to mix that. And Paul's going to mix it with the whisk for me. So he's going to mix it in really good. Doesn't take maybe a minute or so. And then he's going to grab the butter mixture and we're going to put that in. Just going to pour that right in on top of it. You can pour it in fast. It doesn't have to, it can all go in at once. Okay, and once that's all mixed, then what we're going to do is we're just going to start mixing in our flour 1 cup at a time. We're going to do a 1/2 cup though, and we're going to just start mixing that in. All right, so we're going to start mixing this and I'll be right back. So after you start adding the flour, you add about like 5 or 6 cups, maybe a little more. It's going to start to look like this. And you want to switch from the whisk to a wooden spoon and just start mixing it up. He has probably about 3 cups of flour left, and he's going to start adding 1 cup at a time still and mixing it well each time. You don't want to add more flour to it until the other flour is all mixed in good. So it's taking him a little longer, so I'm going to come back once we have added all the flour in. So I have my helper, Paul, here. He's mixing in the bowl for me now. So now let's show them what it looks like after almost all the flour is added, and all we have left is what you see on the table. It's going to look like just a big glob of dough. We don't want it to be sticky, so let's show the consistency of what it is right now and how it sticks to the fingers. We don't want it like that. We want it to be more like a bread dough. There's different kinds. My sister just did one too. And hers was wet when she finished. And then as it rose, it firmed up a lot. This one is a little different than that. So you're just going to mix it all together. And we'll be back. Okay, so after you knead the dough for about 5 minutes, it's going to look somewhat like this, which is just like a nice large lump. And you're going to put it into your pan, and then we're going to take a moist towel and we're going to just put that over the top. I don't use a moist towel, but my husband said it's the best thing to do so the top doesn't dry out. So that's what you're going to do, and then you're going to leave it. We're going to put it on top of the oven for right now because we're using our oven. So the heat's going to activate that yeast and help it rise faster. But as soon as we're done with it open, we're going to open the oven up and get the kitchen nice and warm so that it doesn't take the 4 to 6 hours to rise. It'll probably do it the whole processing time in 4 hours so that we can get it baked because it's already 6 o'clock at night. So we're going to be up late making some Portuguese sweetbread. We'll be back and show you what to do next.
Somebody punched the dough down before I could take a picture. So it's already been separated into 2 pans. It rose double its size, and then he punched it down some and separated it into 2 pans. Now we're going to let it rise again. Be back. Okay, so we're back, and this is after about another hour of proofing. And that's what happens when you drop it upside down in the oven. You have to re-rise it again. But what you need to do now is just brush on some butter. This is actually
it's not butter. It's egg wash.
It's egg wash. I'm sorry, egg wash. Egg wash.
Egg wash.
This is a little overproofed. I think there's a little too much in this pan, so it's going to come out pretty big. But
it'll start to rise pretty quick.
It looks nice because it'll have a nice muffin top on it. We probably could have put 2 pans, but we're good. We're loving it, and we'll be back with the finished product. Okay, so we're back, and this is the finished product. It's going to be shiny on the top, and it's going to have like a muffin top on it. This is our version of Portuguese sweetbread, and when we get our family recipe, I'm going to come back and do it again, but I have to make sure it's okay that I give the recipe out, but I can give this recipe, and it's pretty darn close to Bobo's.